good evening, Sashirakal and Namaste. Welcome on Igniting Minds, the Power of Knowledge. In today's episode, we are delighted to have Kathy Kautz. She is Executive Director at University Immigration Service at the University of New Haven. Kathy brings a wealth of experience in immigration and international student department. She's Today we are going to discuss a very necessary step for international student and rules regulation what they need to follow while being in America. Let's dive in and let's start what needs to be done. So, thank you so much, Kathy, for joining Igniting Minds, the Power of Knowledge, where we give a lot of importance to knowledge and the skill set and how person cultivate them, it highly depending on what kind of knowledge and skill set they have, right?
Yeah.
So, today we are going to talk about more on immigration and especially about you. So, let's start with about your background and what you have done and how did you ended up joining University of New Haven.
Okay, so like many people, my professional path has not been a straight line. I started with undergraduate in art education, and then my graduate work has been in business management and organizational leadership. But I kind of took advantage of both my educational opportunities as they came to me and my life experiences and blended them together. And that's kind of how I ended up in international education. I had been working in Mexico City for a while, teaching at both a high school and college there. And when I came back to the U.S., it kind of fit naturally into international education, working with international students in particular. And I've been doing that ever since for about 25 years now.
And how did you come to University of New Haven?
So I started at a school in the greater Philadelphia area, and I was looking for a job, a new position, a little higher up, going up the ladder, and I found this position, and that's what brought me here.
Now it's over the decades. I mean, 2 decades you have spent in university, so you know the rules, regulation, and you have catered a lot of like students.
Yeah.
So how was your experience overall if I talk about University of New Haven?
So I've been at the University of New Haven going on 9 years, I guess, and I really like it here. I was at a smaller school, fewer international students, so it's nice to be at a larger population. It's great to see the international student population grow here. We're now servicing about 5,000 students altogether.
Okay.
So I like that, and I like the added responsibilities of managing a team of people.
Okay. So let's talk about more what exactly your role here. And I know like immigration is one of the important aspects for international students. So if you can just brief a little bit for those people who are not knowing thoroughly, you. So
yes, so I'm the executive director of University Immigration Services. I am the primary designated school official, which means I'm responsible for compliance for the university on 2 levels, basically. One is for the international students themselves individually, because there are certain rules and regs they have to follow to stay in status. So part of it is making sure that they know what they need to do. And the other part of it is making sure the university is in compliance with the various federal agencies that we need to comply with their laws. And so the other layer is making sure that as a university we're doing what we need to do so that we can continue to enroll international students at this place.
Okay, so what is the current situation looks like for immigration services? Right now, I see a lot of international students are like showing the interest to join University of New Haven. How do you handle that particular, the so many applications and so many questions from the university?
Yes, so my office works hand in hand with the graduate admissions office. So there's a lot of screening, applying, make sure you have all the qualifications that you need to be able to study a graduate degree here. And then we provide what's called an I-20, which is what the student needs to be able to go request the F1 visa overseas in a consulate somewhere. And that's when the journey for the student begins, trying to get a visa slot, trying to get a visa approval, and then getting to the U.S. So there's a lot of hurdles to cross, even just getting here.
Okay. If I
Yeah.
talk about the new initiative, like as a immigration, what are the new initiative you are taking to enhance the knowledge of the students, like about the immigrations service?
The on the admission side, there's a lot of communication. We do a lot of work through a portal to make sure people have what they need.
Mhm.
Then coming here, my office tries to make sure that the information is getting out there.
Mhm.
We're using as many different avenues as we can. Instagram Reels, we're using posts, websites, portal with different anything that you need. We can process your request through
Mhm.
our portal. People can walk in if they have questions. So mostly we're just available to help people find their way. It's not an easy path navigating the U.S. visa immigration. It's kind of
Absolutely.
confusing and it can be kind of rough. So we're here to try to help students find their way, be successful, graduate, and make their way into their careers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want students specifically who wants to come to immigration, uh, office, how do you suggest like how they can book the slot and have the meeting one on one? If you just tell them like the steps what they need to follow to
Yeah.
have the knowledge.
So the university has the platform called Navigate, so appointments can be made to Navigate,
Mhm.
but we take walk-ins where people
Mhm.
can just walk in. One of the designated school officials might be myself, it might be one of my staff members who's available here to answer questions or help with whatever needs to be done. Typically, if it's a more complicated question, it'll come to me. If it's a more average daily thing, one of the other DSOs will probably help them.
And mostly like I have seen people are the specific students who has more knowledge about the immigration services, they are
Mhm.
there, or like the faculty or some professors, like they
Right.
always
So
there.
we have 4 different graduate assistants,
Mhm.
student workers in our
That's
office,
nice.
and we train them in.
Uh-huh.
So basic level questions they're prepared to answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I talk about any kind of challenges you are facing or this department is facing, what would be?
You know, a couple years ago, a new VP came in, a vice
Mhm.
president, and asked me what my primary concern was, and I said, data management. I need help with the data. And since that, we have a person, a tech person who's an expert on some of the databases that we use and
Uh-huh.
has been setting up different platforms for us to use. Most recently, one thing I'm excited about is that we opened a UIS portal
Mhm.
so that students, even after they graduate, because they could be here on OPT, STEM OPT for 3 more years, they can still log in because some of the other university platforms after you graduate, you don't have access to them anymore. So this way they can continue to communicate, we can continue to provide. And one of our summer initiatives now is to really kind of build up the information in that. We're building at the moment an OPT help center so that we can put all kinds of resources and information up there.
So since like we bring up the topic of OPT and CPT, let's clarify the what exactly it is. A lot of students they get like so much confused. Like, what is CPT? What is the OPT?
You're right. There's always confusing, and I think I get that question a lot. So CPT stands for Curricular Practical Training. So it has to do with things that are part of the curriculum.
Okay.
Here, that's usually an internship. You have a chance to get some practical experience by working an internship somewhere. OPT, optional practical training, is a 1-year work permit that everybody gets, regardless of their major, to work in their field following graduation. And that actually is a little card, a work permit card that they apply to U.S. immigration for. And then anybody that had a STEM major can apply for 2 more years to extend it, so up to 3 years for STEM majors.
So for students are getting opportunity to work with on OPT for 3 years. Whoever has the
if they're STEM up to 3 years,
and if not, then 1 year.
1 year. So for sometimes like a general MBA is not STEM, but an MBA with data analysis is probably STEM. So
so 3 years
depends on depends on the major, but a lot of our majors are STEM.
Okay. So how do you suggest like a student the moment they get into the second year of their course, they have to identify or reach out to the internship or job. So how they need to analyze like this would be the best fit for since like a lot of laws comes in like when you comes to the I mean like US.
You're right. You have to navigate all of these
Exactly.
laws.
How do you, and you have to identify which opportunity, and in the market role if you see it's very less, you have to apply so many, and then so a student they come into the way like where like whatever is coming up they are grabbing it. So just to reduce that, like how they should focus that okay these are the angles fit for me, which can going forward can help us like to get the H-1B visa.
Yeah. First of all, I have to give a shout out to my colleagues in the Career Development Center because they're very helpful. One, in getting your resume, helping you figure out how to apply for jobs, even postings about possible internship locations. But I think the biggest thing that I need to remind students of is that the internship is about a class. You're getting credits for it. It's about building your resume, but it's probably not yet that final big job that you're hoping to find. See it as a chance to build up toward that big job. But then when you're on OPT, then you're looking for something bigger, something maybe that's going to take you forward in your career even further.
Okay.
Yeah.
So career development would be the best fit actually to see that. Do you also give that kind of service to students where like they ask you, okay, which job we need to pick, whether this one or which one would be like best fit for me? Do you do that?
Sometimes people come to me and ask me for my advice, but I would first say go to your academic advisor because I'm not a computer science person, so I can't really advise you about a computer science job or whatever the different major is that you have. But your academic advisor would, right? They know their field, know your field better. So work with them to what kind of jobs should I look for? Do you have any ideas? Or I found this on the posting. Do you think that would work? And reach out to other members. The College of Business has an office of people who can be helpful with internships.
Okay.
So use the resources that are available to you through either your academic advisor, your faculty, and the Career Center.
Okay. And you must be having so many incidents with the different student, different questions, different answers, right? Would you like to share some sort of story with us, like where student got into literally trouble, where they didn't follow the rule?
Unfortunately, it happens.
Yeah, okay.
So we have a lot of resources and encourage people to take time to read them the whole way through. The College of Business has a wonderful guide for internships. You know, it really kind of helps you go through step by step. But I know sometimes people get excited. Oh, I found a job, and they start working before they have the authorization to work. Because one of the things that catches people is that for U.S. immigration, if you're not authorized when the day you start working, then they consider that you were working illegally because you were working without authorization. That's how they say it. So we want to make sure we do the process in the right timing, get your internship, get your CPT authorization on your I-20, then you're authorized. If you need a social security number, you might need to do that yet. So take your time, don't jump ahead. I know it's exciting, but make sure you do everything so you don't get yourself in trouble.
Okay. Yeah. Now let's jump into the next round of podcast, which is more on the rapid fire round. I'm gonna say one word to you.
I'll try.
And you have to answer this. Okay, let me get my questions. Okay. So, student, you have to answer in one word. What comes to your head?
I don't know if I can do it in one word. Just exciting person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Information.
Difficult, confusing, a lot, too much, overkill.
Collaboration.
So important to be collaborative. We need each other.
Okay. Yeah. Study.
It's your key to success.
Work permit.
Get it. Do it right and get it. Yeah.
Immigration service.
Lean on us. We're here to help you. Yeah.
OPT, CPT.
Keep them straight. Which one is which?
Okay.
And use them to your benefit.
Okay. Visa.
It's your entry ticket to get into the U.S.
Okay. Regulation.
It's the rules you have to follow to stay in status.
Okay. Yeah. UIS.
We're here to help. Yeah.
Kathy.
Me. No, I have been doing this for a long time, so I bring some expertise to the table.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to ask.
Okay. University of New Haven.
My home for now.
Okay.
And it's home for other people as well. It's a good place to be.
Okay. A piece of advice for a student who are looking forward to join University of New Haven.
Talk to other students, do some networking. There's some great opportunities here. And I think the more you make friends with others, the better it will be.
Okay. With this, thank you so much, Kathy. It was such a pleasure talking to you. You have given us like so much insight. And if anyone has more question, just ask question in the YouTube channel. So with this, next time we'll see you with next guest. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.